This comic book right here contains the first appearance of one of the most powerful cosmic entities in all of the Marvel Universe. Can you guess who it is? Let's take a look. Okay, what I have here is Strange Tales number 138 from 1965 that puts this book in the Silver Age of comics. The creative team was the greatest to ever do it, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. This book in high grade goes for about $300. Now, mine is not in high grade, as you can see. There's some stuff going on in the spine. I have to be very careful with this book. You know, this book is 60 years old now. So the reason this book can go for about $300 in high grade is because it's the first appearance of Eternity. Now, Eternity is one of the most powerful cosmic beings in all of the Marvel Universe. The only entities that I can think of that would be like above Eternity would be the Living Tribunal and the One Above All. But the main thing you should know about Eternity is that Eternity is basically the embodiment of the universe itself. So each iteration of the Marvel Universe has its own Eternity. For example, the last iteration of the Marvel Universe, the 6th iteration, the Eternity from that universe merged with the being who is now Galactus. And that's how Galactus gained his power and became what he is in the 7th iteration of the universe, which is where we currently are in 616. So yeah, all that to say, Eternity is crazy powerful. It's the embodiment of the universe. It's where Galactus got his powers. Every universe has one. There is a multiversal Eternity as well, and each Eternity from the different universes is like a piece of the multiversal Eternity. But let's talk about real quick what's going on in this issue. So on the front, we have Nick Fury, because Strange Tales, actually back in the day, as a lot of comics did in the Silver Age, featured 2 different stories. One was Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the other was Doctor Strange. In the Doctor Strange story in this book, basically Doctor Strange is seeking out Eternity to help him defeat Baron Mordo and Dormammu to save the Ancient One. And he kind of unlocks the secret of his magical amulet in that it was gifted to the Ancient One from this being Eternity. So he goes into the realm of Eternity, seeking out Eternity and the power that he needs to defeat Dormammu and Baron Mordo. Now, when he does finally find Eternity, basically Eternity judges him and says the Ancient One was wise to choose him as a disciple, but that wisdom was going to be his greatest power against these enemies and that he could not grant him any more power. Also, Eternity mentions that Doctor Strange is only the 2nd mortal ever to appear before him, the first one being the Ancient One. So that's another little tidbit of information. And we even saw Eternity in the last Thor movie. At the end, basically, the whole thing is about getting to Eternity, where you can make a wish. And, that's how it was in the MCU. But it's just really cool to have the first appearance of such an important piece of Marvel Cosmic. So that just makes me super, super happy to have this really cool 60-year-old major key issue in my collection.